You know, feeding cows is expensive, and hay is a supplement to winter forage. When snow gets too deep, or if there's just not enough grass underneath the snow for cattle to graze, you need to supplement them with hay. Hay is a very expensive product, but essential to keep the rumen of a cow, a rumen is the cow's stomach, full. This is a vital process, very vital process. This case, in the pasture these cows are in, we just don't have any forage. We came out of drought, snowed a little early on us, only about 3 inches, but a little bit of cold, so we're supplementing. Having hay on hand is really essential to get you through that snowstorm. You know, winter grazers, holistic ranchers, yes, our cows graze year-round. There's no doubt about that. But in a bad blizzard or ice storms, you need to feed some hay. That's just the way it's going to be. In the wild, animals die. Animals die on ranches too, but we can help prevent that by having some emergency hay on hand. Most of the time, cattle can graze with no problem, but in bad snowstorms, you'd better have some hay on hand. Just a little bit of wisdom.
Hello folks, Luke Simons with you. Back to the Basics 101. Feeding some cows. Whoa, 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 whoa. I know what you're going to say. Luke, we thought you don't feed cows. No, wait a minute. We always feed cows, no matter what. I always feed cows. Let me tell you the situation. 3 inches of snow, been a little cold. We need some Herefords, registered Herefords that we have. The rest of the cows aren't home yet. They're winter grazing because they have feed. Forage is feed. Out in the Badlands at the national park, the bison, or buffalo, whatever you want to call them, are eating, but not hay. Wait a minute. Should we turn the government in for not feeding cattle or bison? No. Heavens no. Why would we? They're eating. They're fine. Cattle that are made for forage are fine. Now these Herefords are made for forage, but we're weaning, and they're in a pasture at the home pasture here where we don't have stockpile grass. Stockpile grass being simple and plain pasture that was not grazed in the summertime, so, or in a system you might say. So the grass in this pasture is fairly low, about that tall. So it's not very tall. The pasture that they're going to go to from here is maybe anywhere from, I suppose, 2.5 feet, 3 feet of grazing. And they can graze down into this area pretty good in the wintertime. In fact, it pushes out your invasive species, your non-native grasses, your sagebrush. That's when cattle utilize your little blue stem, things of that nature. Little blue stem is actually kind of red, kind of a cowboy thing. So when we need to, we do feed hay. Simple and plain.
Hum buses! Hum buses! Hum you welfarians! Come buses!
They will come running from miles.
This is called cutting strings. And you want to cut your strings because those are nylon strings on this case, and they really don't, I mean, they do go back into soil, but it takes a long time. So on our ranch, we just say it's not good stewardship to leave the strings. And most ranchers are that way. They cut strings. Pretty much daily procedure. At this point, we just pull the strings off. they are cut. So this is my controller. I want the bale to go down, so we're gonna push this. And now the bale is going straight down. Oof, okay. And if I want to open the bale, which I do want to loosen up just a bit, and that's what you got there. That's what operates the hydraulics on my pick and roll, what picks my bale up and down. My kids is ponies, fat and sassy. What they're really coming for is treats. They love this cow cake. Absolutely love it. Hey, Trigger. This is Trigger. This is Midnight. Midnight. That's Liberty's little horse she just picked up. And then there's Squirt around here somewheres. Oh, there Squirt is. He's laying down. Called cow cake. It's a protein supplement, has peas, almost all protein, 25% protein, and the cattle love it, and that's quite big. Cow cake, range cake, it's all the same. To see if he can ride the milk cow, Rose. Oh, funny. So we fed here yesterday. And what you see here is litter. So this is stuff that the cattle probably will not eat. Nothing wrong with that. It just, maybe it got urinated on or whatever. So right here, Rose wants to be in the picture. She's one of our milk cows, dried up for the year. Is going to turn into a beautiful, all that manure, urine. Each one of these little cows will produce 40 pounds of manure. Was it 60 pounds of urine? I think it is. Might be the opposite of that. Loaded with phosphorus, nitrogen, etc. So all of this is going to turn back into ground. And we're feeding on top of a hilltop. You see that? This is all a big hill in here. And all that manure and nutrition is just going to filter in to the ground. It's going to be beautiful. There's an old song. And it goes something like, mamas, don't let your little boys grow up to be cowboys. Because they'll drive old Ford pickups. And actually the rest of that song is horrid. Absolutely horrible. It stands for everything I'm against.